Hi, buddy. Welcome back. I'm the Stretch Professor, and today we're going to be looking at a Karma game from Dean. So thanks again to Dean for the wonderful donation. I really appreciate it. I just recently released a Malachi support game from Dean as well, if you want to check that out. And Dean emailed me to inform me, he had said this in his email, and I forgot to mention it, that he didn't play any ranked last season. So he's pretty new to the game, didn't play any ranked. So I'm just going to label it as bronze, just because I don't have another designation. But he has not played ranked, so he's going to start playing ranked in Season 8. So let's keep that in mind. So as usual, you can find access to this Google Doc in the description if you'd like, and you can also just skip straight to the game start time as well. I'll have a timestamp for that also. Okay. But first off, let's talk a little bit about pregame. So you want to aim for 1 control ward per 5 minutes on average. You want 1 normal ward per minute, and if you run zombie ward, you want 2 times as many. So if it's a 30-minute game, you want to try to get 60 normal wards down if you have zombie, and then 30 if you don't. Okay, recommend the following runes for Karma in the preseason. We're going Comet, Ulti. Actually, you know, I guess we go Airy. We go Airy. It has been nerfed on the damage side, but it is really good with the shield later on. So we'll go Airy. Ultimate Hat is one thing that a lot of people have been raving about. You know, they think that Karma is so good with the Ultimate Hat. You get the extra 15% cooldown. It is nice. It is nice. I'm a little worried about mana cost, though. Like, you're giving up a lot of mana if you don't have Mana Flow Band. They did just nerf Mana Flow Band, the most recent 7.24B. So I'm not sure about that. Ulti Hat is the cool one. That's the cute one. That's what most people want to go. But realistically, you're giving up a lot of mana. That's a lot of early game harassment. So Ulti Hat's going to be better in the mid to the late game, but Mana Flow Band's going to give you a lot more power in the early game. How's your early game looking here? Varus. It's about even. You don't have a super advantage. I mean, you can bully out Morgana. Morgana's probably not going to do a lot in the early game, unless she just hits every bind. But Caitlyn is very hard to bully out. So, you know, I guess I'd probably go Ulti Hat. Then Celerity has also been nerfed, but getting the extra movement speed's great. Scorch's been nerfed, but it's still where you want to be. And then Zombie and Ingenious Hunter. And you just start off aggressive, kind of like a Nami type of build or a Lulu, where you start off as Spell Thieves, you get aggressive early on, and then you sort of transition into sort of a scaling utility champion. So we'd probably go Ardent Censer, Redemption, Locket, Athenes. You know, you could go for Redemption first if you want. I mean, they did nerf Ardent a lot, and Redemption is very good with Zombie and Ingenious. You could even go Athenes early if you want. I'd probably just stick with Ardent, though. I'd just go Watcher, Ardent, Redemption, Locket, Athenes. I mean, I would almost certainly go for these 3 first. Ardent does give your AD carry a little bit more attack speed, a little bit more on hit. It doesn't give him the healing anymore. But just the raw stats on Ardent Censer are just so good. It gives you movement speed, it gives you ability power, it gives you plus shielding and healing. It's still really good even without the passive. And so the passive is nice, but the base stats are still so good that you want to get that. And then Redemption, once you have the extra plus healing off of Ardent, then Redemption becomes a lot more attractive. Also, you'll have more levels under your belt, so Redemption's going to heal for a bit more. Once you have both of these for the plus healing and shielding, then Locket becomes a lot more attractive. So Locket, you're not going to get the HP scaling on it, but it's going to give you a lot of levels by this point, and it's going to help your plus healing and shielding. Another option would be you could go Mikhail's Crucible, especially against something like a Morgana. I'm going to go ahead and put Mikhail's here. There are options after you get those first 3 items. Mikhail's Crucible, and then Locket after that. So Mikhail's is very good with Ingenious Hunter, and the extra plus healing and shielding impacts and makes your redemptions a lot stronger. So, and it's really good at removing Morgana binds. So that's probably the build that I would go in this game, but you know, you could, in theory, fit Athene's Unholy Grail in there somewhere if you want a little bit more damage, a little bit more power. I would max the shield in the mid-game, so I would get like maybe 3 points in Q for the laning phase, just for that extra harassment. But then in that mid-game, you want that E so that you get those big shields when you press Ultimate Shield on your team. So I would get the E in the mid game. W is always your last point. It's just debatable about how many points in Q you get before your E. And I think you want to get 3 points in Q and then switch over to your E. Okay, let's go ahead and see what we got going on here. Let's see, Sadie, you went over here or what? I've been at the hospital for the last 24 hours or so, so Sadie is... We haven't got to hang out very much. Yeah, y'all need to get out of there. Don't play around with that. They have Lux and Morg. I mean, they could chain CC and kill you. You guys don't have any crowd control early, aside from you just W and walking up, so there's really no reason to even mess around with that. I know people a lot of times think it's cool. Well, let me just go up and just see. Maybe I can dodge their skill shots. It's like, yeah, but why risk it? You don't have any kill threat. You're not going to get them. Alright. She's going to try to steal with a Q and get cute. So she's just basically losing a ton of experience down here so she can try that 1 in a million shot there. Seemed just random. Why he would roar there, I guess, to heal. Yeah, see, so she tried that now. You should be able to zone her off. Yeah, punish her for that. Hit her with a Q. There you go, yeah. I'm gonna get away with that crap. Okay, so as I talked about in the previous video, in the Maokai video, you need to get up here. You're gonna hit 2 first, probably. You have way more minions. So you need to get up here, and then as soon as you hit 2, run in their face and put a W on them. The Morgana. You're gonna hit it right here. Yeah. It's a wasted opportunity. They're not respecting it at all. They're standing really far up here. Not respecting it at all. So let me back up a little bit. So remember, like I said in the last video, and obviously you haven't watched it yet, because I'm recording both of them at the same time here. During the few hours I'm able to go home from the hospital. This is the second wave, so look at all these minions. Okay, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 on 6. Once all these 3 minions die, you hit level 2. They do not hit level 2. Okay, they have to kill all of this stuff. They have to kill 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minions, I believe. That one might be a ranged one. Either way, they have to kill 4. You have to kill 3, I think. And they're playing so far back that they're not going to kill them. So it's a race. If you kill these first, which is almost certainly going to happen, unless Caitlyn, like, I don't know, throws a Q down here and somehow miraculously kills a bunch, you're going to hit 2 first. So what you need to do when you hit 2 is you walk up, use your crowd control, your W, just stick to that Morgana. She doesn't have Black Shield level 1. You already saw that she has Q. So just stick to her, and she already used her Q. And it's on like a 22-second cooldown, level 1. Something crazy like that. So you just walk up. Okay, she just missed it, so it's 22 seconds on her W. Walk up. If you're standing right here, once you kill this... Okay, he killed him out of order, but... she's so far forward. Another thing is, like, if she hits you like that, all of the minions hit her. So if they try to fight you here, you have all of these minions backing you up. She's going to have to flash. So you need to get aggressive at level 2. People just are not respecting that at all in these games of yours. It's a really, really good time to force them to use their summoners or to kill them. I would take Ignite here also. I would go for kills. I think you're playing way too far back. Like, you're playing like Janna range. There's nothing wrong with Janna. I love Janna, but... You know, if you're Karma, you need to constantly... Like, Karma's big strength is that in lane, she has a very cheap Q. You can just spam over and over and over again. And just try to hit them, but if you can't get clean shots at them, just at least hit the back row of minions. The caster minions, thin those out and just constantly push them into lane. See, Varus is doing all the harassment here. You need to be up there doing it. And the more you hit them with Qs, the more this comes off cooldown also. Hit them with a Q. You can cast while you're binded. You just can't flash. Is that right, Sadie? Sadie's like, dude, you're talking too much. Paying for your cat food, Sadie. paying for your cat food. Yeah, you're sitting at way too much mana right now. You need to be spamming your spells. Okay, you did take mana flow ban, which means you should definitely be spamming your spells. What did you start with? Yeah. Okay. Spell thieves. Now let me... There you go. And go up, but hit him. I think you're playing too passively for Karma. Like, you're just trying to throw a Q. Like, if you hit them with that empowered Q, run up and W them. Like, they can't stand there. They're going to hit with the second part of it. See, look at that. She's so low. This should not be close on CS in this lane. You should be muscling them out big time. See how Varus is going up? He's taking a few too many hits, but he's trying to go up and harass. You need to be with the Varus, especially at full health. Yeah, you need to be up there. I mean, one big thing with Karma too, if you use your empowered W, that actually heals you for a lot. Like, a lot. Nice, good job. That heals you for a ton, so you can actually bait people really well in all ends with Karma. So if you just Q them, just walk up, empowered W them, whatever, you're going to heal, and then you're going to heal again the second time that it ticks. So Karma is like the queen of early game harass. She's very close. She's right up there with like Nami and Sona. You really need to leverage that. Yeah, hit the back row, push it in. One more wave. Q it one more time. Q it one more time. Before he hits it. But that's fine. No. Y'all need to leave. Y'all need to leave. Leave. They're going to be here. You don't have any mana. She's going to have an item on you. This is greedy. It's too greedy. You get one wave. When you kill somebody, you get one wave. See, now she's back. And I know he's thinking, I need my BF sword, but... I mean, because you're Karma, you might be able to get away with it because you push so fast. But y'all need to leave. No, definitely leave now. Leave. Leave. Now, she's actually ahead of you right now. Like, they can actually kill you right now. This guy's being extremely greedy. You do have Rengar backing you up, but... this is a fool's errand. Because she has a pickaxe now. You have no items. So it doesn't matter that y'all just got that kill because you don't have any items. So they're actually ahead of you. Like, they're down in levels. They're not even down in levels anymore. She's the same level. Until you hit 6. So you don't have any mana. And you don't have any items. And now he's dead. Yeah. So I would have just told him. I would have pinged and just said, hey, leave. I think you told me in an email that you were trying to ping your mana to say you didn't have mana. I think, from what I remember. So yeah, but you got to be more forceful. You just got to say, okay, when you push it in, just say, I'm backing, and just back in the bush. And if he wants to stay and die, okay. But just tell him that. And then sometimes people say, okay, well, my support's backing. I don't like it, but I'm going to back anyways. And if he stays, at least you get to back and get stuff. And then you can put up more wards, or, you know, maybe you get back in time to stop him from pressuring. Oof. So that snowball effect. So because you guys died bottom, you didn't go back. Morgana's able to roam freely. So you see Lux here. So because you're not here, because you had to back, and you're really late on your back, Morgana's going to get to roam over here. Yeah, there's Morgana. Lands the bind. She gets a kill. That baits Syndra into going in to try to save her. So that basically causes 2 kills. Because Morgana was able to roam. If you were there, you know, if you had backed earlier, then Morgana would not have been able to roam like that. Or you would have been there to match her. You could have showed up and, you know, maybe changed the outcome of that fight. So, once again, as per your email, I understand that that was not your idea, right? That you wanted to back and Varus didn't. But you just got to do it. Just do it. If someone's doing something dumb, I mean, here's the thing, and I struggle with this all the time too. You gotta let dumb people do dumb things, and you have to make the smart play. Okay? And sometimes that means letting people die who are doing dumb things. And that sucks. You know? 'Cause sometimes it seems like, well, if I just stick around, maybe I can make a bad situation less bad by helping them out. But you're actually enabling them. Like I said, if you just straight up backed, if you just said, I'm backing and left, that Varus might just leave. He might just be staying because he thinks he's safer because you're staying with it. You know? But if you refuse to do that, if you're just like, no, I'm backing, then he may have backed. So, that's pretty big. That was a 3-kill swing. So, you guys were ahead. You got the first kill. You were, you know, ostensibly up like 15 CS or something. But then you stayed, you know, 2 waves too long. Okay, that was a good exhaust. No. Don't. No. Okay, good. Once she flashed, you gotta stop. Oh, yeah. Should have body blocked that. To be fair, Volibear would have killed him anyway, so I don't think it's a big deal. But yeah, you gotta expect that Caitlyn's going to do that. Right? You know she's gonna ult because you haven't seen her ult. So you gotta be standing there ready to block that. So I don't think, in practice, I don't think it would have mattered because Volley would have cleaned you up, but just, you know, for understanding, you know, what you should do there in optimal play, then you should be ready to block it because you know Caitlyn's going to try to ult. Okay, so let's write some of this down. Alright, so we're going to say Force level 2. What do you have? You got a shield? Or anything? Oh, nice! Oh! Spicy! I like it. Ping her flash, though. But other than that, great. Okay, so y'all are up a lot of CS. Have a couple of kills. I'd probably get Eye of the Watchers here. Okay. Amtone's fine. Amtone's fine. Volley could be coming down. They know he doesn't have flash because they just saw him. Okay, he's top lane. Okay. Ping top. You need to ping back on top. Like, it's not your job, obviously, to ping every lane, but you need to try to make it your job to ping every lane. Like, if you ever see anyone on the enemy team doing anything unusual, you need to ping it. So you see a jungler somewhere, ping it. You see mid lane roaming, ping it. Like, just get in the habit of just watching everything and pinging everything as much as you can. Okay, so be more aggressive. Force level 2. The reason that I say to back after one extra wave is because the death timers are going to be so low, they're going to be like 15 seconds. It takes 30 seconds for the wave to walk from the base down to the mid lane here, or to the middle of the lane. And that's about how long it takes a character to walk, and most characters to walk with either no boots or boots 1. So that means that once you finish the wave that's currently there, and you do one additional wave, they're going to be there about the time that you finish that second wave. Most of the time. With some exceptions being things like Misfortune, who runs very quickly because of her strut, or, you know, supports like Blitzcrank with mobility boots and things like that. But in general, that's the rule of thumb. You push one wave. If you're being like reasonably greedy, or you finish the current wave, if you're being reasonably greedy, you can get one more wave and then leave. But there's a chance if you go for that extra one wave, then they might push it back into your tower before you can get there. If you go for any more than that, it's just dumb. And obviously it wasn't your call, it was Varus' call. But any more than that, you just leave your AD carry, you say, nope, I'm out. I know they always want that BF sword on their first back. That's what Mobifire tells them, but you gotta... Sometimes you just gotta tell them, look, bro, you gotta back and get a pickaxe right now, because we can't stay here. Okay, good fight. Yeah, mid's missing. Volley's top. Lux could be flanking around, like, tri-bush area, though. Need to back up TC Lux. Well, they're so low, like, you guys can probably just force this. Just understand that Lux might come up behind you. Okay, there's Lux. That's a good shot. You guys did get the first tower, which is probably worth, but you both died. So you needed to back. Sorry, my wife texted me right there. Let me, and she's at the hospital, so I need to keep an eye on that. Let me see. How long ago did you kill this tower? Okay, leave. No. You guys are getting greeted again. There's not even a tower here anymore. Yeah, he's positioning so far up. Lux is right there. Yeah, after y'all get that tower and he's that low, you gotta just run. Yeah, I don't mind getting the tower there because they were so low, but then now Lux is here. Morgana's still pretty full health. Yeah, you have control wards in your inventory, but I don't know where they're going. Like, I don't see, unless they cleared it, I don't remember seeing you put control wards down. Like, you need to put a control ward probably here. Upriver, because they're really not warding this very well. Either upriver or over here. Okay, what do you... I would think about some kind of tier 2 boots here. Probably mobility boots. So you can rotate faster. Need to ward this. You guys don't have any vision. She's probably dead. Especially against something like Lux, you have to know where she is at all times. Because if she hits you with one bind, you're dead. Whoa, where are you going? Where are you going? Good rule of thumb on ranged minions, you auto attack once, then the tower hits it, then you auto again, and that will usually secure the CS for you. On melee minions, you let it hit twice, and then you auto attack. Alright, what you got? I don't like sorcerer boots. I don't think you're far enough ahead for that. If you're really far ahead and you're going like a heavy AP build, then Sorcerer Boots are okay, I guess, but I really would not get those on Karma. Because most of your, you know, a lot of your big ticket, like using your ultimate is going to be on your shields. You know, and that penetration obviously doesn't do anything if you're targeting your own allies, so that's... I would either go Ionian Boots if you plan on getting Locket really early, because Locket doesn't have CDR on it, or... if you're not going to get Locket early, if you're just going to go Ardent, Redemption, Mikhail, something like that. Even still, Ionian might be alright. But Mobies would give you a lot more value. It'd let you roam faster. This is getting really tough. This is getting really tough. Yeah, I would have either gotten Mobies or Ionian Boots, probably. Karma doesn't play that well from behind. You know, like, you really have to bully out early. Completely dominate the lane, and you just weren't able to do that. And a lot of that is because Varus messed up his macro a lot, but also you gotta be a little bit more aggressive early on. That's what Karma's all about. Like, that's the reason that you would play Karma over someone like Janna or mostly Janna. Because Janna's going to outscale her late game. Just Karma has that early game. And Karma has a bit more mobility. So she's a bit safer than something like a Nami or a Sona, I would argue. But she's going to have less crowd control than Sona and less scaling. Or less crowd control than Nami, less scaling than Sona. And so her real strength is sort of a combination of speed and kind of finesse and early game aggression. So unless you're just really hammering them early and just like denying, you know, like 30 CS, like your 80 carries up 30 CS or something on theirs, which he is, but he's died too much. But she's also up 7 kills, right? 8 kills on him. So that's an issue. And that's what makes Karma so difficult, is you really have to snowball and take over early, because now, as you can see, your Q just doesn't do enough to even matter at this point. And then your shield is likely going to be pretty weak. You don't have enough items, and it has a pretty low base value. It's only like a 190 base. Okay. I would get a Mikhail's Crucible pretty quickly. I mean, I know you want Ardent, but how... I would switch over to something other than Ardent right now, and the reason is Varus is so far behind that Ardent Sensor's really not going to matter that much on him. I mean, it is kind of nice on Rengar also, but really think right now Mikhail's, just to get the Lux bind and to get the Morgana bind off, would be where you want to be. So I would switch gears at this point. You keep the Amp Tome, but I would get a Chalice. I would get a Chalice and go for Mikhail's right there, because Ardent's just not going to matter. It is obviously really nice, and I talked it up. You know, but the issue is you have a 13 and 2 Lux. You got to switch your game plan up a little bit here, because if she binds somebody, or if Morg binds somebody, either one of them, if they bind somebody and Lux is anywhere close, she's going to one-shot people. So you have to get rid of that bind. And if you have Ingenious Hunter, I don't know if you took that or not, but if you have Ingenious Hunter, it's going to hurt even more, or it would be even more beneficial. If you had Ingenious. But yeah, see, a couple of extra hits, couple extra damage with this Varus is not going to matter. He's going a very low damage build too. He's getting Blade of the Rune King's second item, which is really bad. Like, if he wants to go Blade, that's fine, but, you know, he needs to go Gensu's Rage Blade, Hurricane, and then Blade. But Infinity into Blade is really bad. So he's just not going to do a lot of damage. So having that extra cleanse effect and having bigger shields, I feel, is just going to be more impactful. I guess the shields are about the same, because you're losing 10% shield power, but you're gaining the 60 AP. No. I don't know what was going on there, but... Yeah, I think... You need to get everybody here, like... I don't know why, like, nobody's on this open inhibitor. Except for, like, we've got this guy clearing Scuttle out here. And they're just running away from an open inhibitor, like, literally, they just walk up and take it. And they just they all just run away. What? And two of them run up here. What? I mean, like, your entire team was split up at just random places around the map. Like, this guy's trying to go over here and just get Grom. Like, I don't even know how you ward for this. I guess you just keep wards around Baron. And maybe you can catch him out. Like, there were, like, wasn't it 4 of them? It was 3 or 4 of them were literally pushed up to right here, and they're up 22 kills. And they didn't even bother to try to take a look at the inhibitor. Excuse me. I mean, I don't even know what to say about that. What do you have? You're still on the same stuff? What are you getting with another Amp Tome? You need to get Mikhail's. Are you going for, like, Athenes or something? Okay, Dragon's almost up. You got one of them dead. 2 are top. Get Dragon. What? It's an Earth Dragon. I would say just go get Dragon right now. 2 are top. Y'all aren't going to kill that Volibear. They're collapsing on you right now. Yeah, go kill her, kill her, kill her. They're going to come out from over here probably, and... I mean, they're going to be right here. Like, they just walked from top, so... She's gonna get killed out of something. I don't forgot who that was here. Was it Lux? Yeah, just run. Well, you got Shin to ult, so that's good, I guess. Yeah, right now you need to try to play around this dragon. I mean, if they keep screwing around, like, you could win this. I mean, Fiora, in theory, could kill a lot. See, if you had Mikhails, you could cleanse that off of yourself, but you're just going to be crowd controlled for, like, 20 seconds. So yeah, you need to get a Mikhails. Shin doesn't have ult. There's too many of you dead, though. God, that 3-second crowd control, though. You need to tell your allies to get Quicksilver Sash, also. Like, nobody has Quicksilver Sash against Lux and Morgana. Okay, that's good. I haven't seen you buy anything in a while. Like, what do you... You gotta place that control ward, too. I don't know if I've seen a control ward yet. Like, put a control ward, even if it's just, like, here. Just get it on the map. Just get it somewhere. I feel like I've seen that same control ward in your inventory for, like, 10 minutes. Don't let the ideal be the enemy of the whatever. I don't know how that saying goes. Do it, even if it's not perfect. I guess don't let the ideal be the enemy of the good, I think is what people... That's how the cliche would go. Yeah, use that control ward. Use it here, 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 just anywhere. Put wards down. You need wards. Ward, ward, ward. We got 3 wards. Like, this needs to be warded. This needs to be warded. They can just come in from anywhere right now. If you saw her creeping up, Syndra maybe could have made a play on her, but... Yeah, y'all need to get out of there. Okay, there's 3 top. Y'all need to either push bottom or mid. Like, Gromp is not enough. You gotta punish him for having 3 people top. You gotta get something. I mean, he did get Dragon, but... Like, your team is thinking too small time right now. Like, they're trying to contest blue buff. They're trying to, like, you know, steal Gromp. It's 30 minutes into the game. You know? Blue buff and Gromp do not matter right now. What matters is getting these lanes up to stall out so you get your inhibitor back. So I would have directed the team to go down there and, like, push up bot lane or something when you saw 3 top. What'd you end with? Death Cap! No, man, come on. No. That's a 3,800 gold item. Your team's really far behind. Okay, we got to talk about that itemization there. Yeah, I mean, for the price of a Death Cap, you could have almost had a Mikhail's and a Redemption. Okay, let's recap everything here. Death Cap, by the way, is just an awful item. Like, you do not want to buy that item on anybody. Like, if it's your sixth item and you're just like mega rich, like your team is up a ton and you just happen to have 3,800 gold lying around, like maybe on some champions Death Cap, but it's just dramatically gold inefficient. I've talked about this in my past videos. It used to be a go-to item like many years ago, but they've nerfed it a lot over the years. I mean, it's only 92% gold efficient. And its efficiency is only increased by 20% per 100 ability power that you have extra. So you maybe had like, I don't even know, what do you get? You get 35 off of Watchers, you get 60 off of Ardent. I mean, you had 100 and change, maybe. So at best, this is going to be like 115, 120% efficient. Whereas if you look at something like a... now, these aren't going to look as efficient on paper, but like I've done a lot of videos about these types of items, like Redemption and Mikhail's and things like that. This is 97% efficient, so it's the same thing without its active, but using this active is so much. I mean, let's say that it's like level 9 and you hit 3 allies with it, right? It's 190 each. You have 10% heal power, so... or let's say you already have Ardent, which you did, and you have the 10% off of this. That's 20%, so you're going to get an extra 60% off of this. Let's say it's level 11, because that's... if you're going to get it second item, it's probably going to be at least level 11, if not further up the chain. So you have 230. You're going to get an extra 60% because you get 3 times your heal power. Okay, it's a 368 heal per person. Then you hit 3 people with it in a team fight. You and like 2 other people randomly in a team fight. You're healing that much HP. HP is worth 2.66 gold each. That's an extra 2,900 gold. Plus the base value divided by the cost. 237% efficient. Well, just a very small example in a team fight. And that's just as good as having health in a team fight, right? You heal 360 damage that someone has taken. That's the same thing as them buying an extra 360 health for a team fight. Now, yes, that's only up every, 2 minutes, but it's every major team fight. It's probably not going to be much, much faster than every 2 minutes. Now, if you have the Ingenious Hunter, then you get this up every 72 seconds. That's important to recognize. But even in a simple scenario like that, you're getting well north of 200% efficiency. That's not a stretch at all. That doesn't even include the true damage that you could do off of this item, or if you hit all 5 of your teammates with this. There's so many applications of this item that are just really, really good. It's worth way, way more than Death Cap. I'll tell you that right now. Way, way more Death Cap. Death Cap doesn't have any like really crazy rosy scenarios. It's very easy to calculate how much the AP is worth. This, in some iterations that I've done this with, like perfect scenarios and things like that, you can get this thing up to like 500% efficiency. So it's a much, much better buy than Death Cap. Mikhail's, doesn't look like a lot, right? It's only 100% efficient. But the thing is, like, this saves lives. Like, if someone gets morgue binded, you completely, erase that bind and let them get out so they don't die. Because if someone gets picked off by Morgana or Lux and they get killed, then other people get run down and killed. So if they kill your you know, whoever your AD carry is. I even forgot who your AD carry wasn't. Was it Draven? Or was that the previous game? I can't remember. It was Varus. That's right. Varus. So if they kill your Varus, then they're going to know they have a 4v5, and they're just going to try to run down the rest of your team. And that gives them leverage to go take inhibitors, take towers, go, in theory, like force Baron, force Dragon. Like, anytime someone on your team dies, it's a really bad thing. So having something that can completely erase that and stop someone from dying, like Mikhail's Crucible, is going to be something that you want. And also that extra 20% shield and heal power combines very nicely with Redemption because you get triple value on that. So that's going to make your heals hit even harder. So these are the kind of items that you want as a support. You want Mikhail's, you want Redemption. Athene's Unholy Grail maybe is okay sometimes. But I think especially against Lux and Morg, you really, really want to erase those binds. You know, if you're against Lux, Morg, Ashe, Sejuani, anything that's going to have, like, Fiddlesticks, Lulu, anything that has a piece of crowd control is going to last 2 seconds or longer, you need to have a Mikhail's if you're playing a champion that can get Mikhail's comfortably. Like, obviously, you wouldn't get a Mikhail's on something like a Leona because she has no healing and shielding power. But on any champion like Karma, Nami, Sona, Janna, things like that, you really, really need to get that item. Okay, so you definitely needed Mikhail's. And then Redemption would have been something else you could have gotten. Ardent Sensor into Redemption. I think Mikhail's would have been better there, but that's the conversation. It's Redemption or Mikhail's right there. It's Death Cap is not anywhere remotely close to the conversation of what you should be getting there. Once again, it's just kind of like, if it's a 6th item and your team is just super far ahead and you just don't need anything else, like, maybe. But, like, Karma's ratios aren't even that good. Like, if you look at her AP ratios, they're really not that great. Like, even, like, Overcasted or, you know, Mantra'd abilities don't have that great of an AP ratio. So I really wouldn't get that. I mean, even a lot of AP champions middle who are super fed will not get Death Cap until really late in the game. A lot of times, certainly not as a second big item. Yeah, once again, just like I talked about in the last video, count those creeps. As soon as the first wave dies, and then if you're able to kill your second, the second wave's melee minions, all 3 of the minions in the second wave, then you're going to hit level 2, and you can go all in and get aggressive. Just run at them, put your W on them, Q them so they can't run away, and then if they don't flash, you're probably going to kill them. If they do flash, then you got their flash. So you definitely want to do that, and I would highly recommend, you know, taking Ignite in lane with something aggressive like a Karma. So I would take Ignite in a lot of lanes, unless there's just no way you're going to fight in the early game at all. Like if it's Janna or something like that, then you take Exhaust. But anything that can fight, you highly want to think about taking Ignite. Okay, what else do we have here? So that Varus was playing up, he was harassing, he was doing all kinds of stuff early on to do a lot of damage to them. You want to match him. If your AD carry is very aggressive, you need to be aggressive with him a lot of the time, especially if you're on an aggressive champion like Karma. Even if he's not that aggressive, you should still be pretty aggressive. Like, you should be casting your Q on cooldown to try to hit people, or if you're not getting very clean shots, at least just hit the back line so that you can push the minion wave into their tower and force them to miss CS and do some chip damage to the tower. So you should be doing something as Karma with that Q every time it's off cooldown because it's so cheap. It's like 50 mana or something early on, especially if you take Mana Flow ban. You should be able to really either poke them out of lane or at least push them into their tower where they're going to miss CS. Okay, so I talked about this a lot. You may have one extra wave max, and just understand if you take that extra wave, if you push that wave in, you take one more wave, there's a likelihood that they're going to push an additional wave into your tower. So you're going to miss experience and you're going to miss CS potentially if you wait that long to go back. But you will get your gold before you back so that you can buy a bigger ticket item. Those are the options. Either you push the current wave in and back immediately so you don't risk missing experience and gold, or you wait, you get a full second wave in there, and then you risk missing the experience, and in exchange, you get a better buy. You may not wait any longer than that, period. If he stays after that second push, you just leave. Just say, I'm leaving. You know, if you want to sit here and die, it's fine. You don't type that, but you say, I'm backing, and just ping your gold. If he tells you to stay, just say, nope, I'm backing. Just say, too risky, too dangerous, too greedy, something like that, and leave. Because we talked about what happened. Like, they all came back with items. They got a kill because they were actually more powerful, even though you had a kill on them. And even though Varus had a lot more CS, it didn't matter because he didn't use any of that gold. So you don't get bonus points for having 1,300 gold in your bank when Caitlyn comes back with a pick and she just spent all of her gold. You know, you get bonus points if you come back with a pick of your own and an extra, you know, longsword or something like that, or even just an extra dagger, and then press your advantage in that way. So even just extra potions or something, just come back with your money and use that to your advantage. So you have to leave after one wave. And I know you didn't want to stay for that, but you got to be more forceful with that. You can't get caught up in the shenanigans. And I know I do too. I get caught up doing bad things as well, but, you know, we all just have to work on doing a bit better with that, I think. Okay, I already said that, but you want to switch to Mikhail's. Like, it's fine starting off with wanting to go Ardent Censer, and then maybe Mikhail's. Like, against Morgan Lux, you're going to want a Mikhail's pretty early, but as soon as that Lux gets to, like, 6-0, you have to get the Mikhail's, because she's going to start one-shotting people, and you have to get them out of those binds. Okay, back after tower kills. Be careful around roams. So that's similar to what we did with them anyway. The Varus is just being way too greedy. Just leave him. Just say, dude, I'm backing. Especially after you kill that one more wave. That's it. Like, you have to respect the fact that they could be roaming. And on that front, try to ward more. So just get wards on the map. You know, you can work on your efficiency later, like warding in the perfect spots. I have several videos about that on the channel. I have a vision domination video. I have a macro video that I just came out with like a couple weeks ago. So there are a lot of good resources on the channel to help you figure out where to ward efficiently. But the best place to start is just drop your wards. You should always have 3 wards on the map. If you don't have 3 wards on the map, you need to back immediately, get more wards, and get 3 wards on the map. So you need wards on the map at all times. And really, you should have 4 wards if you always have your control ward in play. So you should always have at least 4 wards on the map. And if you take zombie ward, that will help you tremendously with your vision as well, just in case there might be some times where you can't back immediately to get those extra wards. You're still going to have the zombie vision out there. So just drop those wards. Whenever you're running somewhere, you're setting up for dragon, just drop wards on the way. You're running to a fight, drop wards on the way. You're in the middle of a fight, just drop some wards somewhere. Like, just get wards down on the map. That's step 1, is just flood the map with as many wards as you can. Now, obviously, don't do silly things, like just set 3 wards in the same spot. Just as you're walking somewhere, if you have wards in your inventory, just drop a ward. You know, you're walking over to dragon, drop a ward over the wall, drop a ward in the river bush. You know, drop a pink ward around the dragon area. Just drop wards everywhere. Just anywhere that you're going where, you know, you're going to need vision around it, just make sure that you have wards there. So just try to ward more. They're able to sneak up on you quite a bit, partially because you were overextended and Varus was being really greedy, but also partially because the vision was lacking, especially in the mid game. Like, that early game before your first back, okay, you know, you don't have a sight stone. Understandable, you're going to have, you know, not as much ward coverage as you would like. But once you get that sight stone, there's really not many excuses to not getting all the wards down. And I'm guilty of this too. You know, I die with wards in my inventory, or, you know, I die to ganks that I could have warded for and stuff like that. But, you know, you just got to get better at it. You got to focus up, make sure you get those wards down. The one final thing that I'll mention here is push lanes. Like, there were people spread out after you got a couple of kills. You already had the dragon when there were 3 people top lane. Remember that play in particular? Yeah, there's not a dragon there, and yeah, you already had the first couple of towers, but push the lanes up. Just go bot lane and just start pushing that up. That's going to force somebody to go deal with the bot lane, and then that's going to stall out and give you more time to get your inhibitors back mid lane. So instead of just walking around, you know, in circles, which is what several of your teammates were doing, or like trying to get Gromp or counter jungle blue or whatever at 30 minutes, just go push a lane out, stall, buy time, so that you get your inhibitor back middle. Or if you push bottom, then you might be able to go and get some wards around Baron to make sure they don't do Baron, because you know 1 or 2 of them are going to go try to get that wave bot lane, so that gives you a chance to transition over and get safe wards around Baron. So just try to do productive things with your time. If you get kills, try to get good wards down, try to push up lanes, you know, try not to just, you know, wander around. And I know you're trying to back up your team while they're doing stupid things, but just let them do stupid things. And I mean, like I said, I'm bad about it too. But just let them do whatever they're going to do. Try to ping them back if they don't listen, whatever. And just do the best you can to, you know, get as much as you can when you get kills. Either get good vision in or try to get your waves pushed up at a minimum if you can't get towers or dragons. That'll at least stall out the game and give your team time to come back. Okay, and I think that's about it. You know, if you like Karma, I would highly recommend, you know, especially since you're newer to the game from what I understand, you know, I'd recommend trying out something like maybe a Lulu. I mean, Sona just got nerfed a lot, but maybe Lulu would be interesting as well. She scales much better than Karma does later into the game. It's similar early game bully. She has a bit more crowd control. And I think she scales better because she has that W. It's really good on Twitch. It's really good on Vayne. Both of them are very good right now. She has good aggression. She has good. She has a great ultimate to help protect people from assassins. So I think she's actually quite good. And they might nerf the plus healing and shielding stat. They're toying around with that idea on the public beta server right now. If they do that, Lulu's going to be one of the greatest beneficiaries because she doesn't benefit that much from plus healing and shielding. She actually doesn't, because the only thing that benefits is her shield, and that's the last thing that you level anyways a lot of the time. So, you know, in theory, you know, you could do something like a really early Athene's Unholy Grail. You could go like Ardent Athene's Unholy Grail, because she loves Athene's Unholy Grail. So does Karma. But the problem is it doesn't have plus shielding on it. Karma benefits much more heavily from plus healing and shielding because of her ult. Her ult plus E. But I would get... Now, Lulu's not easy to play. She's on the hard side. But I think if you want someone who has the early game aggression that can really take over early and then has some nice scaling and good team fighting later, I think Lulu might be something that you'd like. Nami's another one who's interesting. Very good aggression early. She doesn't scale as hard as Lulu. Or potentially Karma. But she does have a lot more... lane pressure. If you just like a team fighter, you know, you could consider Tarek. Tarek's very good right now. And Janna also has really good team fight pressure. Now, Janna doesn't have the greatest bully potential early. You can get a few points in your W and do pretty well early on. But those would be other champions if you're just trying to learn the game a little bit. Just some similar champions that you could take a peek at that might help you out. So Karma is definitely viable. But my whole thing with Karma is you really, really have to be aggressive early. Like, you have to get an advantage because she just doesn't scale that well. I mean, you can, you know, Mantra a shield later on with Locket, but they've nerfed that Mantra shield a lot. So it's not nearly what it used to be. So she's okay, but one of her big deals is she just doesn't have a lot of crowd control later. So if you fall behind... She's good at poking early on, but if you fall behind, you're just not going to have a lot of ways to deal with really fed things on the enemy team. So that's going to be it. Thank you very much. As always, I really appreciate it, Dean. Hope to see you at the stream some more lately. I should get back to streaming hopefully in the next few days. We'll see how the hospital thing goes. I'm going to make a video about that and release that soon. Kind of give everybody an update on that, but... as always, I really appreciate it. Hope this helps you out. Just let me know if you have any more questions. You can email me, or I'm happy to do any more coaching videos. I'll have a much faster turnaround this time once all the hospital stuff gets settled up. But yeah, really appreciate it. Have a good day, and I'll see you next time.